Alright guys, so today I'm going to teach you why YYing in Warzone is actually really beneficial for you. And I did talk about in the past why YYing or switching your weapons really fast really doesn't do anything for you, and if anything just gets you killed in most situations. But this is primarily geared towards search and destroy, and it does apply in Warzone too. If you're spamming your weapon everywhere trying to look cool, you can get caught in a surprise and then somebody can just kill you with a shotgun or an SMG or something like that. So be careful when you YY. Don't just do it just because you feel like doing it and all that stuff. It's really not intended for you to just run around and try to think you're cool. But one of the first reasons, or one of the first ways YYing is really effective is when you pick up ground loot off the ground. So if you pick up a gun, your character does this like little animation. And when you do this animation, you can't shoot at anybody while you're doing it. So this gives the enemy a few extra seconds to shoot at you, and it can get you killed. The same thing applies when you're picking up your loadout. There's a lot of times where there's two loadouts, and me and the enemy rush to the loadout at the same time. So if I get my loadout and I don't YY, my character is going to do a little animation and it can get me killed. But if I go to the loadout and then do the YY, I literally have no delay of popping my gun out, and then I can challenge him with an SMG or anything that meets the situation. So you always want to make sure that every single time you pick up a gun, you YY so that you can reduce the time that you can bring the gun out. The other way, or other thing that YY is really useful for, is reloading. So I probably talked about this in the past, I'm not entirely sure. But when you reload certain weapons, your gun actually reloads faster than the animation shows. So if your gun at the bottom right says that it's already reloaded and your character is still doing the reloaded animation, you can YY and it would reduce the cooldown, allowing you to be able to shoot your gun a lot faster and have a quicker reload time. So of course this is amazing because you're literally having less reload time, you can put out more bullets, and you can win more gunfights that way. So that's another reason why YY can be very effective in Warzone. These two things right here, they really don't have any effect in search and destroy. So if you still do play search and destroy, please don't use the YY in search and destroy. It doesn't really help you. I also heard that YYing could clear up your screen. Like, let's just say you're running around with an LMG. If you're YYing, then you can probably see more. I never really thought of it that way. That kind of gives a benefit, but I don't think it's a big of a deal if you're just running around with an LMG spamming YY. But if you want to do it, I don't see a big problem in doing that. It could actually remove some of the screen so that you can be able to see things, but while you're running, your gun is pointing downwards, so the only thing that's blocking your view is looking at the ground or looking at your feet. So I don't think that's a big deal, especially because people are going to be chest level and you're going to be centering right on their body. I've also heard things, people say that YY also resets your tactical sprint. I don't find any evidence or proof that it actually does reset your tactical sprint. I know that when people do that, when they slide cancel and YY all over the place, they do look like they're moving faster and they're regaining their sprint faster. Yeah, but in all reality, it's just the same thing. So I don't think it's a useful method for just running around and YYing thinking that you're running faster. I think you're running the same exact speed. It's just that you're going to get the advantages when picking up guns and reloading, and running around is not really a good idea when you're YYing. I also want to say that there's some people that argue that if you YY a lot, this can also get you ready for gunfights. So instead of just running in a straight line, you know, running from a destination, somebody can pop up out of nowhere and surprise you. So if you're YYing, it's kind of like getting your mind ready for any situation and like always being on alert. So if you're doing it for that purpose, and that's probably one of the reasons why I do it, I think that's a good way to do it. I just don't want it to be a distraction for you guys where you're just focusing so much on switching your weapons that you're unaware of your surroundings and you can easily get killed. I have like no ammo. Wait, I already got my loadout. What am I doing? Huh? I gotta kill somebody there.
You get your 30.
Drop. So I am on pace. I'm about to die from Thank you. There's people over here, dude. This is a weird.
Guys on our loadout. I don't.
He's on me. He hates.
How did they? That's.
All right, so I gotta focus the people on the left.
Oh my god, that's the.
Oh, behind me, right here, too.
I already know.
Bro, get out of here.
So annoying. Can't just play the game without people sitting somewhere.
Think about that. Close center. Yeah, that's down by 10s actually.
Watch the skies.
Okay, I have a 25. Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude. No way, bro.